me a hug.
You on, man?
Got me gun ready when they have weapons now.
Shit! He's got a shotgun!
In policing, it is guaranteed you will deal with calls that have to do with people who are dealing with mental health challenges. And very often, it is resolved at the scene for a temporary fix. But on some very rare occasions, it escalates into a very violent scene with unfortunate consequences. This is one of those. It appears that this is a call where the citizen or neighbor or someone called about a noise complaint where a neighbor was acting erratically and was playing very loud music, and the officers responded to the scene.
How are you?
How's it going, Brian?
Give me a hug.
You on, man?
Hey, Ryan.
Hey.
You're gonna turn on? Yep. Got me gun ready when they have weapons now.
So a lot that we can take in this little short period of time. First, I want to mention that you can see all of this stuff that's strewn in front of the house, in front of the driveway, and the subject that came outside, I think they're calling him Brian, seems like he's kind of amped up quite a bit. It looks like by the body cam it's 10:45. He interacts with the officers in a very peculiar manner. He says, hey, give me a hug, but there's no real connection. It's like touch points to each one of them and very methodically goes back inside of the residence. So this is all very strange stuff to see. And then we have the dog, which is running around, and most people don't let their dogs just run freely like that. So all these things taken into consideration. And the sergeant said something that I found interesting. He says, I think he said, have your gun ready because he's got plenty of weapons inside. So they've dealt with this person before. And there's something else I want to share with you, that on calls like this, when the sergeant shows up, most of the time a sergeant will self-dispatch. That would mean that dispatcher doesn't send the sergeant. The sergeant hears the call come out and says, like, you know what, that's something I should roll to. And that's a sign of a very good sergeant. It's a sign of good leadership. So maybe they have experience with this guy, and that's why you have the sergeant on the scene. And this is why we're at where we are with this guy going back inside the residence.
Oh, this motherfucker pick up a axe.
Hey, Brian! Put them down! No!
No! Put it down, no!
Drop the gun, Brian!
No! Come towards me! Put it down!
Brian, put them down now!
Ryan, you gonna have a fucking problem today.
A couple important things. When it comes to giving commands, we get amped up when we see a person pick up a weapon. It's gonna get them amped up. But it's really important to understand the concept of one voice, where you have one person giving verbal commands so that there aren't conflicting commands being given. Because sometimes I've seen scenes where, and been on scenes where an officer say, move this way, and another officer says, well, move this way, or don't do that, or reach it, and they're conflicting commands, and the person doesn't understand exactly what to do. One voice. And what I'm noticing is that the sergeant has a very thick, I believe it's Jamaican or Trinidadian accent, and I'm a big fan of the Caribbean. However, a lot of people don't understand clearly that accent, and considering the heavy accent, maybe a different person could be the one voice, and that would be a prudent thing to potentially do to ensure there's no confusion.
He has an accident and he has 2 handguns right by his side. Can we get additional?
The officer said that he has an axe and 2 guns with him, so this is what these officers are looking at right now.
Put the axe down, Brian!
Get your rifle.
Get over here!
No. Stay on the ground now. Get on the ground. No. Move from those guns now. I'll let you know. Ryan. Listen to me. You pick up that weapon, I'm going to shoot you.
So we can have another car.
I'm letting you know. You pick up that weapon, I'm going to shoot you. Stand up now. That side, right?
Yeah, I got this.
I'm warning you.
Here, I'll get mine.
Shooting what?
Here, I'll go get mine.
This location. He has 2 guns. He just put them on the ground. He's moving away from them.
Brian, let me see your hands.
Hey!
Brian!
Ryan!
Brian! Put your hands up where I can see them. Put them up!
Come on, Brian.
Move from those weapons now!
They're right there, one on the right side and one on the left side, just by his hands.
Ryan, don't go inside! Ryan!
He walked back there.
Hey, bring one of those cars up!
Excellent call by the officer. Pull this vehicle up, get a different position of cover, because that engine block is your best position of cover. And obviously this person is dealing with a mental health challenge from what we can see so far.
They're both right there on the backs. They're right there by the chair. One is in the bucket, the other one's on the, not in the garage.
Did you catch that? The officer engaged in a breathing technique to calm himself down and get his heart rate down. I'm gonna play that again because it's really, really high level stuff when you're in these kinds of situations to have a breathing technique that assists you. I'm gonna play that one more time because that was good stuff.
Get on the ground, Brian! Get on the ground, man! Brian, we will you! Brian? Brian, you've been cool with us! Brian, stay right there! Get on the ground, Brian! Get on the ground! Brian, get on the ground! Get on the ground, Brian!
He's going inside.
So beanbags, I've explained it in my other videos before. It's shot out of a regular shotgun. However, it's a beanbag projectile. It's less than lethal, but if you hit a person in the wrong spot, it can be a lethal weapon. Interestingly, I've shot a person with the beanbags before and it was effective, but it's pain compliant. So if a person has a high pain threshold for whatever reason, they can fight through it. And apparently it didn't have the effect that they wanted it to have. And there's another view of this, which is really interesting that I want to check out.
One less lethal shot.
Get on the ground! More less lethal. What we got? Less lethal was deployed. No effect. Here, just hold. I'll pull my car up to the side.
Okay, so this is really good. I want to explain for the non-law enforcement people what just occurred. The officer realized that by repositioning his vehicle, have a tactical advantage with the engine block. And it took a lot of dexterity because what he did was he slung his rifle and then with one hand he goes and he, gets the vehicle over into a more advantageous position, which has a high police IQ and high presence of mind of knowing that if we get closer and have this degree of cover, we'll have a better field of vision since the suspect went inside the residence. Very good stuff.
Get back inside!
People, for some reason, see all these firearms and see all of this commotion and still want to come outside and see what's going on. Don't do that.
Hey, Sarge. We need to try and get a shield so we can get those weapons.
I don't want to go up there because if you have a rifle, she ain't gonna shoot us.
Oh! Shit! He's got a shotgun! Well, the pellets caught me.
You hear me mention this in my videos. It's really interesting that officers be in the mix, and I've done this myself, and say shots fired. If you're in the mix and the focus is on the threat, for some reason in policing we have this thing where I feel like we gotta jump on the radio, and I'm not suggesting that in this situation that it wasn't appropriate. There may be a reason why I said that, but you'll frequently see that they'll still be in the mix and you'll hear someone say, shots fired, shots fired. It's some kind of thing that happens with officers. That's just to say that the radio isn't necessarily gonna be the thing that helps you if you're in the mix. I mean, there's a time where you're gonna have to say that. And again, I'm just saying I heard it here. They may have been appropriate in the circumstance. I have a very small field of view.
Hey, put me a magazine.
Huh?
Put me a magazine from that bag.
Here, just take mine. I took one of your magazines, Sarge. 213 copy. He's on the side of the house. 10-4. I shot 3 rounds inside the gate. He fired a shotgun at us.
Hey, go back inside now! Hey, somebody go to the side. I don't want him coming over the wall. Have him go to the side over there. Sam 30, that was me by mistake.
I think what the sergeant was trying to do is talk on the PA, and instead of talking on the PA, I think that he broadcast to dispatch saying the guy's name. I think that's what it sounded like if you have a good radio ear and you heard that better than me. And sometimes that can happen because it's the same mic, you just have to push different buttons.
I just advise the school to make sure they shut down, lock down that school. 10-4,
already done.
Hey, Ryan! Yeah.
It's interesting what I'm hearing is that some of the officers are saying Brian, and I think the sergeant sounds like he's saying Ryan. It's really important that you get the name right if you're going to be calling a person's name, because sometimes in those kinds of circumstances, that could be something that sets them off. Very high stressful situation, totally get it, but it's just a point of note.
I don't want to go up there because if you have a rifle, the shield ain't gonna do shit for us. If you go to the weapon, just light his ass up. Ryan!
Copy 540 is about
Ryan!
Unit on scene, K9 is available if needed.
Sam 30, you have the K9 come to this location.
Copy 8 kilo to run, unit on fire. Shots fired on the court. Rifle shots. Shots fired from the house.
Sam 30, that was me firing shot in return. Hey, put me a magazine.
Huh?
Put me a magazine from that bag.
Here, just take mine.
Sam 30, just show me reloaded my rifle. That fucker nearly hit me, dude.
Interesting point of note, and in debriefing, I'm sure they watch this over and over again. Radio traffic during these situations. What radio traffic is essential and should be broadcast during this time period? Now, I noticed that the sergeant said that I reloaded my rifle on the radio. I don't know specifically why he said that. He probably has a reason why he said that. But again, when you do a debrief on these, you want to say that only essential radio traffic, especially if you haven't necessarily neutralized the threat that can be sending rounds back at you. Just things of note. And again, I'm not there. 72 degrees here, very comfortable, and I get that. It's never lost on me, but I share these things because I want to make sure that going forward, when someone sees something like this, and especially goes into law enforcement or ends up on a jury or whatever, you can understand all the different dynamics and how you can potentially do things in a different manner. Really good drone shot of over the suspect's residence. Okay, you can see the suspect's feet. It looks like the suspect is down. It looks like for the way the feet are that the suspect is face down. But just because the suspect is down, we don't know that they cannot still be a threat. So there's definitely things they're gonna have to go through in order to ensure that the suspect's not a threat. Okay, they threw a flashbang right next to the suspect and it went off. And if you don't know how loud a flashbang is, it is very loud. It's concussive in nature if it lands and goes off close to you. Interestingly, I believe that a flashbang is louder than a jet engine at 100 feet. And the flash is brighter than the flash from a camera flash bulb right inside your eyes. It's incredibly disorienting. After that occurs, they're gonna look to see if there's movement of the suspect. And you can't really fake that. If that goes off next to you, you're gonna make some kind of movement. SWAT has arrived. For those of you who don't know, SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics, the most highly trained on every police department. Bigger police departments have a dedicated SWAT team. They handle armed, violent, dangerous offenders, high-risk search warrants. They train all the time, super proficient in all they do. And negotiators, which I was one, are attached to a SWAT team in bigger departments. And K9 usually trains and works with the SWAT operators as well. Really interesting to see them operate. Considering that the subject fired at the officers, they're not going to take any chances that he might be playing possum. They're going to exhaust every measure to ensure that this person isn't going to turn on them and engage them. They'll deploy the K9. So with no movement after the K9, they're going to end up taking him into custody at that point, or ensuring that he is not going to be a threat anymore. So the original video is pinned, police activity. Great job getting this footage. I mean, very, very sad, but also very interesting. A lot to learn from this. And apparently this guy's name is Brian Simmons, 38 years old. He was going through some mental health challenges, and the police had interacted with him multiple times, even in the recent weeks of this ultimate incident occurring, where he succumbed to his injuries at the scene. He retrieved a 12-gauge shotgun from his house and fired a shot at the officers, and the officers returned. According to most of the news stories and everything that I'm seeing, it seems like that he led a normal life for a very long period of time, and then something occurred where his mental health changed and deteriorated very quickly, which is really sad. And in my career, I dealt with a lot of people like that. You talk to people that knew them when they were really young and they were normal, and then things changed in their lives and they became erratic in a lot of different ways. And it's unfortunate he lost his life, but if you engage the police officers like that, that's going to be the response that you get. I feel really bad for Brian's family that they have to endure the challenge they did, and I'm happy that the officers all ended up going home okay. And I don't see anything about what happened with the dog, but I hope that the dog ended up safe after having to be exposed to that exchange of gunfire. If you know someone who's going through mental health challenges, it's incredibly important to get them the assistance and the help that they need. There's help out there. I know that there's some significant challenges and some breaks in the system, but when things like this happen, it's really unfortunate. If you like this kind of content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the video that's on your screen for more content just like this.